Hey guys, Brent and welcome to another Mailman's Postie Adventures. This is the third episode in the Outback Mike series, and this one's really exciting because Outback Mike takes his dugout canoe sailing for the very first time. Make sure you stick around right till the end where Harlan and I discuss his trip. Let's get into it. Hey guys, Brent Mail here. People call me the Mailman. I'm a pro photographer traveling around Australia on my little Postie bike, finding interesting people who are passionate about what they're doing and telling their stories through my lens. So buckle up and join me on my Postie adventures into the unknown. Oh, it's such a hot day, stinking hot day. Well, it's also exciting because I believe Mike is going to put his canoe in with the sail and sail it for the first time. So I'm about to go meet him at the boat ramp. I've just been photographing a surfing contest. So I got my long lens, which might come in handy. I'm in my car because I don't know what equipment I'm going to use to film him and photograph him. But I'm thinking I might use this long 600mm lens. Surfing was so good. These youngsters are just going crazy at 1 mile. Have a look at a couple of the images I got. Most of them I've shot at a very fast shutter speed to capture that action and freezy action, but some of them I've slowed down the shutter speed to show movement. I got down to an 80th of a second and even a 60th, and I tried a 30th of a second, but I don't know if I got it. What do you think? Which one is the best surfing image that you like? Leave me a comment below this video, I'd love to know. But now it's off to go see Mike and film him getting in the water and sailing his canoe for the very first time. Really exciting. Howdy, looking good. I meet Mike at Little Beach where he's been for the last 2 hours setting up his canoe. Looks like he's attracted a few onlookers, some tourists who are interested in what he's doing. He's almost ready to launch his canoe. It's quite a process, strapping everything down and getting ready to launch. It's floating. That's a good sign. My buddy Harlan arrives to give us a hand.
Yeah, so I've set up a GoPro down the back there. See you later, boss.
Good luck. Mike sets off paddling his canoe away. I think he wants to get away from all the tourists so that he can set up his canoe properly. Harlan holds Mike's canoe at the end of the pier so that he can do a few last-minute adjustments. But the tourists, they just won't leave him alone.
Get it?
Off he goes, first time sailing his homemade dugout canoe.
So I'm sailed away from the boat ramp and I'm getting a bit more into the proper wind. I was sheltered by some trees before, and now it's definitely starting to get a bit of speed on. I've got an app in my phone which measures the speed, so I'm looking forward to plugging that in. Nice bit of sunlight. It's pretty stormy over there though. I'm going to be in for some wet stuff tonight, I think. But I've done a tack and a jibe so far with my small storm sail. Mind you, the wind's only 5 to 10 knots at the moment. I thought it was going to be stronger.
Photographed him with the longer lens, but then he just got too far, so I had to put the drone up and fly out there and get a couple of shots of him and some video footage. So just really, really cool to see him out there. I'm so happy for him that it's actually working.
Basically, I've collapsed the sail down, which I shot on my GoPro, and then the collapsing sail smashed the GoPro into the water, so that's another GoPro down.
Harlan speaks to Mike on the phone. And what do you say?
He said the wind has died. Not great, but he's slowly drifting. It's no rush. So he said, not sure where he's going to end up, but he'll just keep drifting with the wind.
What time is it, Harlan?
It's currently 6:30.
No, what time is it?
Beer time! I think he's just going to enjoy the ride and see how it goes, see how the wind goes, and really just enjoy his time out there. It'd be awesome. So I'm looking forward to hearing back from him when he comes back.
My latest favourite beer, and yes, none of us drink Fosters in Australia. Only in the rest of the world do they drink Fosters. This is Mountain Goat, or Goat. It's actually quite nice. It's an ale, like a quite kind of a sweet beer. It's really nice. I like it.
I don't think you could promote beer, can you? Is this a beer promotion channel?
Oh, maybe we can get Mountain Goat to sponsor Mike.
Or you can sponsor your videos with Mountain Goat.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's really good to see that his sail actually worked, because when we're photographing on the last Postie adventure, when I got the couple of photos of Mike, and Harlan was actually holding the flash for me, testing the sail, and something didn't go right and the wind came and the whole thing fell over. It's like it doesn't squash anyone.
When you watch him out there, you're not looking at a normal plastic boat or a tinny or something like that. You look at it and there's something magical about it. It takes you back hundreds of years ago, where people must have sailed on oceans in these old wooden boats made of logs and trees and all this thing. And there's something just beautiful about it. It's very aesthetic. I know it's an adventure and it's a lot going into it, but it looks beautiful. It's going to make some great photography and some great video shots from it as well.
The thing that gets to me is the slowness of it. So Mike was out there for 2 hours before I arrived, just getting his canoe ready, putting the outriggers on and tying everything down by hand, like doing all the knots with the ropes, and like 2 hours just to get your boat ready to launch into the ocean.
That's the process of building it. It's been a slow build. He hasn't just plastic molded something or got some metal and welded it together. He has literally over months and months by hand, with pieces of string, with making his own rope, with axes and chopping things off. He's built that boat in a same way, very, very slow. And so I think the whole process, even the journey, is going to be that slow, magical journey.
And something Mark's been saying recently is, if he makes it back, or if the boat makes it back, he'd like to take it down to Sydney or whatever, and when he premieres his movie, have the boat with him. But he says there's a chance that the boat won't make it. He won't have it by the time the movie's ready. That's a little worrying, don't you think?
I'm pretty sure he knows what he's doing, and I'm sure he's not going to take too many risks. But yeah, the boat it's made of wood, and I'm sure that's pretty strong. But there's parts of it that he might come across high waves, and who knows what he's going to encounter. But I'm pretty sure he's mitigating as many risks as possible. But yeah, there's going to be challenges, and no doubt you never know how long it's going to last, or whether he's going to have the resources around him to help him through the journey. So he might need more rope, he might need to make more rope.
Like, I wonder how he feels being out there on this handmade art piece, testing it out for the first time. He's had this idea of like what it's going to be, how it's going to look, and now he's built it over the last year or 10 months or to a year, and now he's out there sailing it. I wonder how he feels. I wonder if he gets this feeling of like, yes, it's working. Oh, like, yeah. Or I wonder if he's just like so focused on all the things he has to do, like put the sail up. Oh, that's going to, I'm going to trip over that rope, or I'm sinking or something. Like, I wonder how he feels. I'll have to ask him when I see him next time.
I'd feel pretty excited and scared, but I think he's a very focused guy. So I think he's going to be very focused on the task at hand. But I'm sure there's going to be those moments when everything's going well, and you can just sit there, watch the world around you, and appreciate what you've done and what he's achieved.
So what happens if, like, there's no wind? When he called you and it's just drifting, like there's no backup. So
It's got paddles.
Paddles, yeah. So So you're heading towards a reef. There's no wind. The current's going to take you onto the reef, and all you got is one paddle. You don't have like a little outboard motor you can start, like, let's, you know.
There's no cheating in this. This is no cheating at all. But you know, we've got it in us. Like, that's where we've come from. Like, today we've got power and we've got boats with power, but you know, you only have to go back 100 years, a few hundred years, and you know, look at what people had for thousands of years. There was boats without power. So he's going back to a, I won't call it primal, but a sort of old traditional, ancient tradition of boating and sailing. And I think you've got to just change the way you think about how you sail and how you mitigate your risks and everything in a different way. If anything, we probably take everything for granted today. So we take our motors, they're going to start, that we're going to have flares that will help us in needs of, you know, when there's stressful times, that we've got decent paddles, but his paddle's made out of you know, a solid piece of wood. It's a decent paddle, but he's made it himself. It's brilliant. It's quite inspiring, really.
And in the old days, when they had all the sailing boats and stuff, there were no shipwrecks, right? No one was ever crashed onto rocks and had to swim, and there was nothing like that.
I'm sure there's a few shipwrecks around, but hey, it's going to be good.
Cheers, Mike. Well done. So good to see you on your dugout canoe, sailing out there. Hope you make it back tonight.